The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Karsten Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hu.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast where we cover Six Flags, Cedar Points, and everything to do with fun. All right, I gotta come up with like one more sentence that I can talk about, because with the old intro, I had it timed out like perfectly that I'd be done talking,
and you're just like,
and the music would fade out.
And you're like, yeah, there's
just talk really slow.
Yeah, hello everyone.
I'll come up
You'll
with
get there.
something else.
Right?
Well, you're still a little rusty because like you're like what, a part-time employee now.
Yeah, right. For
Pretty
real,
much.
Evan and I are running the show. Actually, I should say I'm like Kyle Jr. over here editing the podcast, the last one that went up or whatever.
Yeah.
If anybody has like keen ears, they might hear some edits that I did on the
You're not as good as Kyle then, because Kyle,
I know,
you
right?
don't hear him.
Last
No,
week,
yeah.
I know we didn't record last week, but last week between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I worked 36 hours. So 4 hours
Wow.
short of a full week in 3 days. So
Yeah. I don't blame you
I've
at all.
been
I really
so
don't.
busy that I've not been able to make it on.
Well, speaking of busy, the park, Cedar Point, has been busy creating their brand new coaster, Sirens Curse, and I got invited. The page got invited for an exclusive preview, checking out, what was going on over there and stuff. And in the email, it read, "Come join the lift hill topping," or whatever you want to call it, the tilt track topping on the lift hill. And I was like, oh. Reached out a few staff members, and it was like a spur of the moment, last moment, behind the curtain.
You only saw the email like 3 hours before the
Right.
event.
A lovely spam email decided to send
Decided to go to your spam.
Yes, it decided to go to the spam email. And I was like, oh. And so I emailed Tony, and Tony was gracious and was like, yeah, absolutely. Come on down. So I was like, sweet. So got my camera, made sure I dressed real warm, and headed to the park. So then, long story short, got to hang out on a one of the resort buses, like pulls up or whatever, to have like a bunch of the media, like the news media, paper media, a few fan sites were there as well, and then us. And so Tony pulls up in one of the the resort shuttle that you get to take from like Hotel Breakers to like the park and stuff, the small one. And he goes, "Hey guys," and we're like, "Hi." He's like, "Come on in." We're like, "Oh, you're gonna drive the bus around?" Huh? He's like, "Yeah." Like, all right, cool. So apparently he's done that before, which is really cool. He was a really cool tour guide, bus driver, or whatever. So we got to drive through the park. I didn't see anything noticeable from where we went. We literally entered from Gatekeeper and drove all the way around. We went by the old Melt restaurant that was there. Nothing was new there. Everything was still kind of the same. And then we just kind of parked over there by Skyride and stuff. And he's like, all right. He's like, so we don't have to, you're in a safety area. So you can't pass this certain area and we don't have any hard hats and stuff. So this is where we're going to do it. We're like, okay, cool. If anyone knows coasters, normally they invite medias out and things like that, where it's like a big milestone on like the project where like it's a lift hill topping. Normally they'll put like flags on it or Christmas trees if it's before like the holiday season and stuff, just to, I mean, that's the tallest part of the ride, and that, it's all downhill from there. Anyway, right. Yeah. So I know everyone probably has seen the pictures and the videos, and we posted them on our Facebook page, also on our website and stuff. What's really cool is like I've got some fine details. So, for instance, the piece that they were lifting was 61 feet long or so, at least as much as I can remember. And it actually weighs, like, you guys will be blown away. And I don't even think you guys will, jaws will drop when I say how heavy this was. This piece that's got like a bunch of mechanisms, a bunch of whatever and everything that obviously will tilt is 45 tons.
Jesus.
It is
Not a
big boy. It is heavy duty. It's got a lot of, it's not just
It's not just a piece of track. There's all the brakes and the
there's a lot
hydraulic
of stuff.
systems and stuff so that it can tilt. This is like the piece of track for this ride.
Right. Yeah. So but yeah, so then, we got to see that happen. That probably took maybe 20 minutes or so, and you could just see the crane and it's just like lifting it up, and I'm just like, wow. Like, it was just,
That's probably pretty cool to see in person as opposed to video. It's probably a different experience.
Yeah. And being there in person and seeing it next to the giant tower of Top Thrill 2, like literally like right next to the tower.
Little baby tower.
It looks teeny tiny, which is sad because like if that tower wasn't there, you'd be like, holy crap, because it's literally higher than Iron Dragon and halfway up to
I think it's taller than Rougarou, isn't it?
To Val. It might be. Maybe
Once it tilts, it is. So it's like kind of close now.
But yeah, so crazy cool stuff. I also found out, I was talking to the project manager, Dave, I can't remember his last name, but he was telling me, I was like, so theoretically, I was like, did you guys specifically have this plot of land that you could have only built like the tunnel like there, like, because the water table? He said, honestly, he's like, we could pretty much build the tunnel wherever they would want on the park, at the park. They just obviously chose there because that land's been vacant for so long, and they're like,
just be so shallow, the tunnel, that it just doesn't really matter.
Right. It's, I mean, there's like we talked about it the last pod, is, there's a lot of technology that's going into it, and they're still working on it. Like, I was like, is it done? He's like, well, we're still getting there and stuff. I'm like, okay, so they've got, and anyone that sees the project are like, oh, they can totally get this done by opening day. They might have the track done by opening day and stuff, but doesn't mean like all of the electronics, all of the safety testing, all of the state certified testing they need to run through, all of the crew training, yada, yada, yada. And I was talking to Tony, and the park, just Six Flags in the park themselves just doesn't want to put a date on it because they don't want to promise something that they can't give. And I mean, maybe we'll have like from now until opening day, we'll have 40-degree weather, perfect conditions, and they can magically get it open. I don't think it's going to open on opening day. They haven't even said it's going to open on opening day. They said, obviously, watch the socials when they feel confident in knowing when opening day will commence. It's not just going to be like, oh, hey, by the way, it's open in like a week, and there'll be definitely a lead up to it, which is really cool. But
it's important to note that they've been saying early summer since it was announced.
Right.
So they haven't ever said, oh yeah, it'll be ready for 2025 opening day. It's been early
and they're
summer.
not being bashful. Like Tony's like, yeah, we got it late in the fall or whatever, that we got announced and stuff. And that's not normally like what we do things. And they were also said that this obviously came from another park. Another park couldn't install it, so Cedar Point was blessed, and they're able to open, quote unquote, 2 coasters this year, because not a lot of people were able to ride Top Thrill 2 last year, obviously. So in a sense, there's 2 brand new coasters. And I do want to, I will break away from this and talk a little bit about Top Thrill 2, about what Tony was talking about, just a little bit, but more info about Sirens Curse. So when I was talking with the project manager, he's like, pretty much it's been 2 projects into one. I go, well, what do you mean by that? He's like, pretty much all of like that tower and stuff is a whole entire big project. You got to make sure you've got all your it's pretty much all of your communication cables, all of everything that goes into stuff is literally going into that tower. And then obviously the other project is, putting the track down and laying it all around, the park and stuff. Now, this was the big milestone, and now they're just going to continue to like click off a bunch of pieces of track and a bunch of, supports.
There's
and
like 4 or 5 other pieces of track already in, right?
Yes, yeah. And so now I think, don't quote me, I think there's like 85 to 90 pieces of track left or so to install. And he said that's approximately around 8 weeks. 8 weeks of track left to install and everything. So they're going to obviously do that, but then they've also got a team that's working up on the tower that's doing the electrical, doing the controls, doing everything, and which is really, really cool. They did talk about the queue of how you're gonna like enter per se. And it sounds like, from what I gathered, I believe the entrance is going to be pretty much underneath the drop portion when it tilts, like right around in that area. That's going to be like your entrance, your fast lane, stuff like that. And then also fast lane plus, by the way, it's not just regular fast lane. And then the queue or whatever is actually going to go over the tunnel. So you'll see the tunnel, and you'll actually be the queue, unless this changes, it should be going over the tunnel and you'll walk underneath it and stuff and everything. So
really good photo opportunities.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then I also did ask, I was like, hey, what's going on with the Iron Dragon? Like, how's that queue going to line up? And he said pretty much it's just going to be like the same. Is it perpendicular with the midway, or is that parallel with the midway? It's just going to go back and forth. It'll be not under the ride like it was. It'll just be kind of like smushed up all the way, pretty much where they're able to do it, is what I gathered from almost where the stage.
Basically where the stage was. Just
yes, that's what I gathered. Yeah. So pretty much where the
good. It'll actually have a real queue now, and it won't be spilling into the midway constantly.
Well, yeah, he said there's going to be a longer queue. I want to say he almost said they might be adding 400 square feet of concrete.
Oh,
something
good.
like so. That'll be nice.
Without the stage there.
It does, but it doesn't, because like the tower itself
going there without the stage, so it's not that big of a difference.
Right. But the tower itself, like, you're just like more distracted by like, whoa, the tower over on the left-hand side, and you're like, what is that? So where you're not really looking on the right. I did ask about, remember, if anyone remembers the photo op that we did a few years ago, we took a picture in front of coasters, like on the side. And I was like, hey, is that going to be the same? And is that going to be like a patio kind of thing and whatever? And he did say that it was going to be like a patio and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just curious on how everything's going to funnel through everything, because that space was small when the stage was there, but that space is gonna be real tiny. And then obviously, he did say that the road around the park and stuff, there was one person that asked, like, is that stuff going to be like ongoing, or is that going to be done for opening day? Obviously they're going to have that done for opening day, unless there's like some crazy hiccup or something, because you've got people that are going to be staying at Hotel Breakers, and they need to obviously get back there. And then you've also got the marina guests that need to go back there. But he said it was going to cut through a little bit through the marina and stuff. I haven't seen like the actual path of what they're planning on doing, but so that's I'm super stoked with it. Just seeing it, and it is tall. It really, like, obviously, because you see the top throw 2 tower, but it is tall. It really is. And
what is the actual height of the ride? I don't remember.
That would be, I was going to say that I don't know it off the top.
160 feet. 160 feet.
Okay. But there was no mention of trains on site and stuff. So maybe at Winter Chill Out, maybe the trains, will be there.
I always talk about it every year. That sounds like a Winter Chill Out announcement.
And then also, one of our good friends, David, asked a question to me. And I was like, oh, that's a good question. He said that you should ask this at Winter Chill Out. Is this the most like tonnage lifted as high like ever at Cedar Point? Because it's 45 tons. And I'm like, that's an interesting,
that's a dorky question, I gotta say.
Right. Yeah.
I mean that lovingly.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is like, that brings up a point. I'm like, is it? Because I'm like,
that piece of track is.
Yeah.
It's more than, like I said, it's more than a piece of track.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else. I don't
So
think
you didn't
so.
actually ask that question.
I did not. No. That question was actually asked me today, and I was like, ugh, I don't. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, so obviously the ride's gonna have a bunch of lighting and a bunch of audio and things like that and stuff. And Tony said that the guest reaction to what they've seen, like the POV and stuff, they're saying it's very Mavericky feel to it with the left and the right and the close to the ground kind of method,
Yeah,
and
that's
tracking
interesting.
stuff and everything. So I'm
I-
like, yeah, it's Maverick
coming
with a bunch of
from
Heartline rolls.
oops. Coming from somebody who's ridden one of the Nuva Coma coasters, or actually 3 of them over in Poland, I should say one of the Nuva Coma thrill coasters, between Lek Coaster, Abyss, and Formula at Energylandia and Legendia, people were saying, watching the POV, like, oh yeah, Cedar Points sped up that POV. There's no way it's going to haul through the layout like that. No, I promise you, it's going to haul through the layout like that. These new Vekoma coasters, I don't know how. I don't know what they do with their trains. I don't know. It's going to fly through the layout. I promise you, it's going to be nuts from start to finish. The tilt is only the beginning.
I was just say, I do want to say that Tony did also mention that all of the track pieces and everything are currently on site. So you could definitely tell everything is literally like littered everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah,
but it'll slowly.
People, I think, are worried that this is going to be a one-trick pony kind of thing. But I promise you, the tilt it's going to be cool. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be weird. But the actual ride itself is going to be so good. I promise.
It's obviously it's a signature element. Like, honestly, like it's a signature terrifying element. It's like,
but the rest of the ride is still A+.
Yeah, and it's. I heard some of the newscasters going, "Oh my god, like, are you serious?" And like, yeah, like it's like, holy wow. I'm like, I think Tony said it in one of his interviews. He's like, dude, I don't normally get nervous about some stuff or whatever. I don't want to like quote him, but like he's literally like, this definitely makes you nervous. This definitely I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous.
I'm not gonna be like completely like cool sitting there on the first couple times I ride it. Like,
yeah,
this is, I mean, it's because it's something we've never seen before, but
yeah,
man,
right. And then
I'm just staring at the concept art, and it's just like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
What did we do to deserve this? Well, too close for a year.
Maybe we don't know that. I mean, they were just probably maybe looking at a park, and Cedar Point had the land literally just sitting there ready to go, and hello. Yeah, right. But you guys have any questions that I maybe can answer if I
can't. Did they like say anything like, is there gonna be like a gift shop or anything for it? Or
they didn't say. I didn't.
I feel like there's a lot of just like, dude, we don't know, and if we did, we're not ready to say it yet.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know that they're still obviously, working on plans and stuff. There's not anything that says any, about the like, there's not any plans obviously forward right now, but I'm sure that they're working on stuff like that. And maybe by Winter Chill Out, maybe we'll see like a rendering.
Winter Chill Out announcements. Winter Chill Out announcements. And I hope there's maybe some more theming outside of just, the onboard audio and the lights. Hopefully there's a little more to it. Because the ride's got a really good story, but you wouldn't know that if you don't read the website. So hopefully they really lean into that when you're waiting in line and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to switch gears just a little bit. So Top Thrill 2 update. I know a lot of people were wondering, and also a lot of the news media was literally asking this, and then they were like, okay, so what's going on with Top Thrill 2? And so, obviously the park is still continuing to say that they anticipate it opening for opening day. I did get some clarification. I know there wasn't a lot of clarification, but there was clarification where I wasn't sure what he meant when he was talking about them. He was talking about them as in the trains. The trains are currently off site right now. And obviously we've lost some time since the last podcast or whatever. So Tony says they should be back within the next month or so. And then obviously testing will start. And with their and the trains, he said they're offsite getting a modification. We don't know what that is. There's a lot of rumors, and we're not going to talk about rumors on here, but the trains are, they're getting modified, and they're going to receive it back or so. And then we're going to,
as Tony said, it's just normal preseason.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just
commissioning and
testing
stuff
and commissioning with the state and and
it sounds to
everything
me,
else. So
in my totally expert, 100% expert opinion, it sounds to me like whatever testing they did back in December was successful, and now it's just like, okay, do that to the other two trains, and
right,
then we'll be ready to roll.
And we don't we obviously, they're not, we can't see anything. Maybe we'll learn more at Winter Chill Out or something, or say, hey, we're, I mean, if obviously they're not going to be testing by then, but I'm sure that everything.
I really hope they just don't say anything, and then on opening day, you just roll to the park and it's running. And
they're waiting for Kyle. They're like, well, we're not opening this coaster until Kyle gets here. He's got to get his flight and.
Well, I'll be back for Coaster Mania this year, so
there you have it. It's opening on Coaster Mania.
That'd be a great time for both of the new coasters to open, I think.
Yeah, right. I'm still saying I'm still saying, what did I say? I said Memorial Day. Yeah, sorry, Labor Day, Memorial Day. I always get mixed up.
The
a little news that we didn't talk about is Canada's Wonderland got a shipment of their trains for was it Alpenfury? Yeah, so that'll
wasn't it like just today or yesterday or something?
Maybe yesterday. The days blend together because it's been so chaotic. But I'm super excited for that, obviously. But yeah, so that's the update that I've got for Sirens Curse. I tried to remember everything that I.
Hey, and you just got yourself a little mini Winter Chill Out.
Yeah, definitely.
You were in the park for what, 45 minutes?
Actually, no, I was at the park for like probably 2 or 3 hours or so. But
okay,
I definitely shout out to Tony and the team and everybody that were able to hook us up with that and the footage that we were able to get.
Imagine, you said you saw it in your spam folder the morning of, early in the morning of. Imagine you were just like on Instagram later in the day and you see other pages like ours like posting from there, and you're like, what the heck, man?
Yeah. So lovely spam.
Good thing you happen to check your spam.
Yeah. Every now and again. So now I'm like every few days or so, I'm just making sure I check the spam just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But anyway, so there is another coaster that is being built over there in Chicagoland at Six Flags Great America, Wrath of Rakshasa. I'm good at the name, I promise. I've got it down.
You got to think about it every time you say it.
A little bit, yeah.
You got to slow down and concentrate.
A little bit, but hey, Kyle, you wanna clue us in on what's going on with Wrath of Rakshasa?
Yeah, we saw pictures come out earlier this week or maybe last week.
Maybe I think it was yesterday.
Morning, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it looks like the dive portion of the ride is done. Well, kind of. It looks like they're building it like in reverse, and the drop is going up and the hill is going up, and they haven't quite met in the middle yet. But
they're close. They're getting closer.
They're really close. It looks like they're probably one more track section away from. Would that make it topped off, or would track be complete then at that point?
That would just be a top off. Yeah, because that would be the last piece. Like I'm sure they're going to invite the media out there too. And
yeah, I don't think they've done any of the other track for it yet.
Yeah,
I think it's just been focused on the hill.
Well, yeah, it looks like they're only about 1 or 2 track segments away from topping that off as well.
That looks really cool. Like it's
very pretty.
Very cool. That was who was the person that updated? That's I can't remember the guy on Twitter. Yes.
And that's he actually had a really good interview with Tony about Sirens Curse and Top Thrill 2. But he's a really good follow if you want to stay up to date on coaster stuff.
Yeah, he's He's a coaster.
Yeah, we're
nerd like us.
completely ripping off his Twitter to bring you these Wrath of Rakshasa updates because he's
Hey.
constantly got them.
Hey, follow him. We're not trying to, steal him or steal anything away from him. Feel free to follow him. He's got a really good YouTube.
He's got
page.
really good content. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, Kyle, sorry.
No, I mean,
think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Do you know something that I don't?
I don't know if this was talked about on the last pod, but I do know that they're going to be doing they're not going to have like specific lockers or whatever. They're going to do with the locker situation, or not the locker situation. The
Striker.
Yeah, what they do in Yukon Striker. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I did mention
that was one of the questions that did trigger something in my brain. Someone asked like what the locker situation was going to be with Sirens Curse, and the park is currently evaluating that right now, and they haven't.
AKA, dude, we haven't even seen this. It's not built yet. We got to see a test first.
Yeah, we got to see what's going. What's going on with that crazy and whatever.
Something tells me it's going to be a no loose article and only paid lockers option like last year.
I mean, yeah, but maybe they decide to offer like a pass or. I mean, the thing is though, we always get up on this thing. It's like, dude, just buy a freaking movable locker for $8 or however much money it is for the day, and just move it around the dang park. Then you don't have to worry about your cell phone of $1,000 getting lost or broken or whatever.
You know that the only people complaining about this are season pass holders. So it's not even like the argument of, well, I already spent $60 to get into the park. No, you spent $150 and you're going to go 50 times this year. $8 a visit is not going to kill you. Get your priorities straight.
Right.
It's funny how every year since Steel Vengeance opened, there's been a new locker drama.
Right.
Drama movie.
It's okay. Sorry, year. Evan, you don't have an iPhone, but it's like the antenna gate, like when the iPhone had like a messed up like antenna or whatever, and they called it the antenna gate because literally like the antenna was messed up, and I don't know why they called it the gate, but anyway, it's like literally the locker gate. It's like, oh, what 2025? What's the new locker gate? And I swear to God, I literally post really cool pictures of Top Thrill 2 or whatever during the season, or whatever. Be like, well, yeah, so they've got a lot of time. Hopefully, they're working on the lockers. It's like, holy. Good God, they're not just sorry. It's just a premium attraction, and premium attractions sometimes maybe have a little upcharge, and you got to buy something for the locker. Don't like it? Hey, bring somebody that doesn't want to ride a ride and have them hold your crap, or
stop bringing crap.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And it's not like
book bags.
Obviously. Right. It's not like the park is like trying to make a buck. They're just trying to have it be safe, but they're also trying to make sure that the capacity is not, it's not like every 3 or 4 minutes that they're dispatching a train because Tommy over there literally has a book bag and has to put it over in the loose article bin.
And has to go
Jerry over in the back forgot that he can't ride with his cell phone, so then he's got to put it. So then it every second just adds up. So sorry, I'm
looking at you, Maverick and Raptor.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, hey, I'm pulling for the park to put lockers at Maverick. That would fix a lot of problems there.
I would love for them to do that for Maverick and get rid of the loose article bin, and also at Raptor too. Sorry,
yes, like they did
sorry.
For Maggie
it would. Oh my gosh, the amount of people that literally like cram stuffed animal souvenir bottles. I don't know, whatever.
What I don't get, and I've said this probably my entire life. You get off a ride, you have to go to the bin, you have to stand at the bin, you have to decide, remember from 3 minutes ago where you put your book bag that you for some reason brought to the park. Then you have to stand there and talk to your friend about how good the ride was instead of just get through the gate, go away, right. And then you can talk about it.
Yeah. Yep. It would get rid of a lot of stacking issues.
So anyways, I hope that Sirens Curse is a full TSA check before we get on the ride.
Yeah, right. Bring on the metal detectors. Let's go.
I look forward to the locker dramatics every single year, and it's happened every single year since like 2019.
Where's the park popcorn where we can buy it so we can watch it unfold?
Top Thrill 2 opening day. On the park opening day this year, I went over Top Thrill 2 right away during early entry, and Top Thrill 2 wasn't an early entry ride when it was open, so there was an hour of just standing around, and dude, within 10 minutes, you hadn't even made it back there yet. There's some lady complaining about the locker situation to some dude that doesn't even work in rides. He was just like one of the like area managers for like food or something walking down the midway.
Yeah.
And she just,
it's for safety.
my home park is Carowinds and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God.
It's just safety. It's just safety.
If you
I do want
$2.
A quick little blurb. I literally went on Cedar Points, their online store, and they do have some new merch. I did post on Rundown.
Merch?
There is. I didn't see any Sirens Curse merch, but there is. There's a 25th anniversary hoodie and a 25th anniversary shirt for Millennium Force. There's a bunch of like different other rides, coasters and stuff and everything on there.
AKA the merchandise you're going to see at Winter Chill Out.
Right. Well, yeah. But I was like, oh, that's cool. So they're really going to play into the 25th anniversary of Millennium Force and have merchandise and recognize it as a really, really big thing, which is
well.
Really
I saw. I mean, they're working on that, right? I mean, we've seen pictures from across the bay pretty much consistently since the park closed. This isn't even on our rundown, but it's almost completely repainted. If it's not completely repainted already, we've seen that from across the bay. And I don't know if you did, but Battery Park is awesome. You could see a lot.
Those would be the pictures that I posted.
Okay. Well, if you zoom in a lot, and I don't know if it was yours specifically, but because I don't know I don't remember how recent. No, I was going to say you can see on somebody's, if you zoom in on the lift motor, that whole building is under like reconstruction.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was yours or somebody else's.
That was mine. It's fine.
Okay.
But no, I didn't know. I was like, I'm like, I wonder if they have like a bigger motor that they didn't have room for, or maybe they just want to enclose it better. I don't.
Or just rebuild that building because it's 25 years old. I don't know, but
right.
Yeah, it's lots of love for Millennium this year, and I love it.
Yeah. No, oh my gosh. Oh, we're like at 80 some days. I'm not going to say the days just because by the time people listen to it, it's not going to be accurate. But
it's 90 days now, but when you listen to it, it's going to be 88. But then by the time like other people listen to it, it's going to be 86. There you go. So,
right. Yeah. Kyle doesn't have to worry about any days for opening. All he has to count down is the days the Epic Universe opening. Like, for frick's sake.
I can ride a coaster any day if I wanted to. I rode Mako today.
You could literally go ride a coaster after we're done recording this podcast.
I could, and
you could.
And I would only have to go about 5 minutes down the road to Fun Spot.
That ain't fair. It just ain't fair.
I love it. All right. Well, it's going to be a short episode. Evan, you want to talk a little bit about what's coming up?
Yeah. So short episode this week because obviously aside from Sirens Curse, there's really not a whole lot going on. So we're going to you might have just heard my cat meow. We're going to take the next 2 weeks off next week because I mean, we're pretty much every other week right now. But then the week after that, I am gone. I am going to be on my first ever cruise. I'm taking a Royal Caribbean cruise. And then when I come back, that's when Winter Chill Out is. So the week after that is we're going to have a big Winter Chill Out update from Karsten.
We might
talk about my cruise.
We might have a special podcast episode too of like uploading it before that Saturday. Just to get it up earlier. But so I'm going on my first ever cruise. I'm going to have a coaster credit mixed in there. I'm on the Royal Caribbean Grandeur of the Seas, which is their oldest and smallest ship with like the least bells and whistles. So like when you see a Royal Caribbean commercial with like Icon of the Seas or whatever with all the water parks and there's restaurants and stuff, but I mean the floating amusement parks that Royal Caribbean is doing right now. Yeah, not that. This is like your more just restaurants. Evan's just dipping his toe in the water just to see, hey, do we like it or not?
The coolest thing about this boat is the rock climbing wall. Like that's the closest thing to.
Oh. So Evan, next time you see Evan at opening day at Cedar Point, he's going to be ripped because he's going to like climb up and down that rock wall like 50 times a day.
I'm not going to do the rock climbing wall. I promise you that.
Oh man.
Cruising is about relaxing, but
I mean, it could be.
It's like I said, it's my first one. It's a 5-night cruise. We have 2 days at sea and then 2 port days. One is at Royal Caribbean's private island, Labadee, Haiti. They have 2 private islands. Perfect Day at Coco Cay. That's the cool water park one. Mine is Labadee, Haiti, which has an alpine coaster. built by the same people that built all the famous ones in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and all that good stuff. So
Cool.
that'll be a lot of fun. There's a big zip line that goes out over the water and the beach.
Oh,
So that'll be
are you going to do that? Are you going to do the zip line?
Yes, that's bought and paid for.
Nice.
So that's that's like the amusement park excitement for the trip. And then the next day I got to make sure I get it right. Puerto Playa?
I have no idea.
Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. That is their big resorty city. So we have of course there's beaches and pools and lazy rivers and restaurants and bars and all that good stuff. But we're also taking a walking tour of the city, which will be cool to see all the culture stuff and all that good stuff. This isn't a private island. This is just higher in the Dominican Republic. So that'll be really cool. And then we sail home. We're out of Fort Lauderdale. Super excited. First cruise. It'll be weird going to Florida and not doing any parks, but that's all right because this is totally something cool and different.
Evan, if you're going to be cruising more in the future, it is pronounced Coco Key, not Coco K.
Oh, I legitimately just thought it was Coco K.
It's spelled CAY, but it's pronounced Key. All of the islands have the same thing.
Well,
wow. Kyle's got a few cruises.
He just hit me with the coaster boy or the cruise boy.
I have one cruise under my belt, and I made the same mistake.
And that was a Disney cruise.
Yeah, Disney's is Castaway Key, but it's spelled CAY.
Why do they? Oh,
I don't know.
Well, you see how much of a rookie I am.
You guys are going to be doing that. I'm going to sneak down real quick and go to the Daytona 500 and be
during the same time
with my kind of folk down there.
I'll be there.
As the 500 is starting, I will be getting on my boat.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, I can't wait. And then obviously, winter chill out. I will be at the 8. Is it 8 a.m. or 8:30? I can't remember. I will be at that tour. Feel free to come say hi. And then also we will be launching a secret project on our Facebook page. And
well, by the time y'all listen to this, that's already happened.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So,
we could just say it. Surprise.
We could actually just say it out. Yeah. Surprise. We got a brand new logo.
If you haven't looked at the Facebook page yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So go check out our brand new logo. Brand new vision, I guess you could say. Like, I guess we could talk just a smidge about this. Like the logo that we used to have, I guess you could say. I'm trying to talk in not past tense.
Future past tense.
Yeah. Right. Confusing. That logo, like we've been on we've been a site since 2002, since Gatekeeper was built. That's 2012
was when it was being built.
Is this our year 15?
No,
right? No,
that's 13.
Okay, sorry.
Math is hard, apparently.
Math is very hard. We know this. Anyway, so brand new logo. Robbie is the one that did it for us. Really, really good. If anybody is looking for a logo, he is, obviously he'll take jobs and things like that. But definitely shout out to him. Really, really cool. I think it'll be a lot cleaner. It's not as, I guess, like I was saying, like our logo that we have is a really nice logo. I thought it was cool. I think it's ran its course. I feel like it's more, not kidsy, but like more maybe like clip arty, I guess you could say the old logo was. And this one is like more professional looking, more, because I'm not a little bit behind the scenes. We're growing big time. Like our I'm not trying to like be conceited,
toot your own horn
or anything, but like our site is probably like we're the ones that are always driving Cedar Point news. There's other sites that do it, or they'll do it sporadically, but we're always boom, 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 boom. And so I just thought, I'm like, what? It's a new year, and we're starting to grow and be monetized from Facebook a smidge. And so I'm just like, it's more of a professional, but we're still gonna bring everything there, and it's more just a professional look is what I say.
And you're ushering a new era while Cedar Point ushers in a new Six Flags era.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I still can't believe what I'm saying, but yeah.
Cedar Point Six Flags. Woo! Just kidding. No, it's Cedar Point, but yeah, it's so I don't know. I felt like it was time.
I do like it. It came out really good. Shout out to friend of the show, Robbie,
Yes,
for doing that.
they're big merchandise too. I didn't tell you guys, but I will be working on some merchandise and possibly, having some shirts for sale and things like that. So
just got a staff shirt with the old logo on it, like, just for last year.
You know what? I've got some really nice Nike polos that I'm gonna have to update mine. So,
yeah. But like at Sirens Curse Media Day, I got to get a new shirt before.
Well, but
come on, man. I think I'm made of money. As I'm talking about my $3,000.
At least you got a polo. When I went to Pipeline Media Day, I had to steal a cricket from Target and then make a polo and then return the cricket.
Which we don't condemn. We don't condemn that.
No, you do condemn it.
We do condemn that. Sorry.
We don't.
I didn't steal it.
You don't encourage it, Carson.
I paid for it.
I don't encourage that. Sorry.
I paid for it, and then I decided I didn't want to keep it, and then I returned it.
Sure, they all say.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? That logo shirt that you made, I don't have the on the run, or I'm sorry, the Rundown on Fun logo. I don't have a cool polo like that.
Yeah, that is a one of one.
That's
true. Kyle, you're not part of CP Rundown. You're just the Rundown on Fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're just the Rundown on Fun guy.
Well, I totally jumping back. I did want to ask because Kyle, you've been on a Disney cruise. You're going on another one in April. Isn't that right?
April 5th.
What ship are you on? I'm just curious.
We are on the Disney Treasure. It's the one that started sailing about 3 months ago.
Whoa.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask because I knew Disney was coming out with a new ship or whatever, and I wanted to know. Cool.
Yeah, we're doing
exciting. I'm sure we'll hear more about that and talk about more of that. But,
yeah, we're doing a 7-night. Saturday to Saturday, and we are stopping at Cozumel, Mexico, Falmouth, Jamaica, Georgetown, Grand Cayman, and then Disney's private island. Well, one of Disney's private islands because they have 2 now.
Wow.
Castaway Cay.
Now, is this the one? No, this isn't the one that's got the roller coaster on it, right? That one's the new one coming out of Singapore.
Yeah, that one's not being correct. It's not built yet. But yeah, that one's going to sail out of Singapore. So no rides or anything.
Oh, this is the one with the themed restaurants like the Haunted Mansion and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear about that.
That'll be sweet. That'll be a podcast in itself.
Yeah. So that's
the Jungle Cruise bar. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the beginning of April. We go on that. So very excited for that.
Well, I need to go
get my 1 month in the limelight with my dinky little ship.
You know what? I'm going to go ride the Jet Express really quick so I can be on a boat too. So for Frick's sake.
Enjoy your freezing boat ride, my friend.
Thank you. I don't even know if it can go across right now because I think the lake is frozen. So yeah, that's great. Everything's great.
I know I probably shouldn't be asking this because you're staying with me and I'm not being a very good host right now, but what are your plans when you come to the 500? Are we doing any parks?
Yeah, we'll talk about that off air.
All right.
Well, Kyle, he does have a Universal pass, and you live about 15 minutes from Universal, so
yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, yeah. So
that's it. When I come back, I'm going to be tan. First, you're going to be frozen solid.
I have a feeling you're going to be burnt, and
oh yeah.
And then I will have a lot of news to just splur.
But Karsten, will you have a +1 in your coaster credit count? No. Will I? Yes. You're not riding a coaster in the next 3 weeks.
Whoa. I mean, I am going down to the 500. I mean, I could pick up a brand new credit at
coaster in Florida haven't you ridden?
You know what? I haven't ridden Lightning thing at Fun Spot.
And I don't think he's
ridden White Lightning.
Nope.
I don't think he's been on Phoenix yet.
That doesn't count because come on.
What about Phoenix and Tampa?
Whoa! You're riding a Alpine coaster. That shouldn't even count either. I mean,
but it's a rare credit. White Lightning, everybody and their mother's been on.
Okay.
Especially somebody that's been to Florida as often as you. Come on.
All right. Yeah.
You can see that from the Universal parking garage.
Yeah, from every hotel.
All right. Enough messing around.
All right.
See you in 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah. Kyle, you want to end it?
Yep. that's all we got. We're going to take a little off-season break, and when we come back, I don't know what we're going to talk about. That's all I got.
Yeah, Kyle's not going to have much to talk about, but I'll have all the cruise. Garst will have all the winter chill out stuff. It'll be tons of fun. See you in a bit.
And make sure that you follow us and make sure you rate us and tell your friends to listen to our podcast. We love hearing the feedback.
All right, that's going to do it from us.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.